Eurasia is the largest continent of our planet. These boundless steppes and mighty mountains became the cradle of the Turkic world thousands of years ago. I am Samarkand, a journalist and researcher. I follow in the footsteps of our ancestors, in the footsteps of the Turkic tribes and people who engendered a great nomadic civilization, who left our steppes and lived in different parts of the world. The School of Nomads, studying the past, creating the present to build the future. 2,000 years ago, at this place there was a city of Samarkand, the capital of the state of Sogdiana. It is hard to believe, but when life was in full swing here, the most ancient civilization was developed too. Only these ruins now remind of Samarkand. Many centuries have passed, but the city continues to exist. It changed its name, while retaining its historical importance. I am in one of the oldest cities in the world, Samarkand. The project of the School of Nomads continues its journey through Uzbekistan. While reading history at school, I dreamed of getting into the cities where the great commanders known around the world lived and ruled. I wanted to visit the palaces they erected, to touch the centuries-old walls. It happens that the places described in the books do not look at all the way you saw them in your imagination. But not this time. Samarkand is beautiful. That is how I imagined it. Samarkand is a city of legend. It was destroyed but was rebuilt again. For many centuries, the city has been a key point on the Great Silk Road. At different times, Samarkand was the capital of great empires that left a deep mark in the history of mankind. It was conquered by Alexander the Great, conquered by Genghis Khan. It was ruled by Amir Timur. Today, Samarkand is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. At all times, this amazing city has remained a stronghold of science, culture, and art. Centuries fly by, epochs change, but the Registan Square remains the heart of Samarkand. Here, as in ancient times, the city is famous for its trade. First of all, tourists go to Samarkand to enjoy the magnificent architecture of the Timurids. And I am among them. You can wander around Registan for hours and enjoy the views of the mausoleum of Amir Timur. Those who wish to learn more about the history of the ancient Sogdian state can visit the museum Afrasiab. Many interesting artifacts have been preserved here that testify to the life and development of ancient Eastern civilization.
Первые поселенцы здесь появились еще в верхнепалеолитическом времени, во время каменного века.
The first settlers appeared here even in the Upper Paleolithic time, well during the Stone Age. Gradually, civilization developed here. It faced the Bronze Age. Materials belonging to the Bronze Age were found in the lower layers of the Afrasiab Hills. Well, it gradually developed and passed the early Iron Age. This is already the urbanization process of the city. Here Samarkand is surrounded by 4 complex defensive walls. The city begins here, and until the 13th century, it exists as the city of Central Asia and one of the center of the urbanization of Central Asia.
Существует как город Центральной Азии, один из урбанизационных центров Центральной Азии.
Indeed, from ancient times, Samarkand attracted attention. In endless wars, city walls more than once turned into decay. Rulers came and went, civilizations were born and perished, but people continued to live here. They rebuilt their city again and again, retained crafts, developing them to perfection. Perhaps this is the love of their land. And the current Samarkand people have preserved not only their rich history, ancient architecture, but also the traditions of their ancestors, culture, and crafts. One of such people is Zarif Mukhtarov. He and his family revived the original Samarkand craft paper production. Today I will introduce you to this unique production. Hello. Welcome. How are you? Thank you, I'm fine. I'm a journalist from Kazakhstan. I study the traditions of different nations and, of course, crafts. I especially came to Samarkand to know about your production. I want to see how you make paper using the most ancient technology, to learn the history of this craft, and of course, I would like to participate in this process. Oh, welcome. What did you say your name is? Samat. Samajan, dear. My name is Zarif. Come in, have a seat. I'll tell you everything. Thank you so much. Let's go. Zarif welcomed me warmly and offered to take a walk around the factory. A plot of 1.5 hectares is located between 2 small rivers. The factory is beautiful, ennobled and built in the style of medieval workshop. Here it may seem to you that you have arrived into the past for at least 10 centuries ago.
Аға, жақсының аты өшпейді, ғалымның қаты өшпейді деген жақсы бір сөз бар ғой. Енді расымен де.
They say that the name of a good person will not be forgotten, will be preserved as a manuscript of a scientist. Indeed, the development of civilization, history, science, all this would not have been without paper. Therefore, I decided to come to you. I want to know the history of Samarkand paper. History begins from the 8th century. At that time, paper appeared in Samarkand. Then it was spread to the Arab countries, Europe and Russia. Samarkand is the first place in the Middle East where paper made by hand using a water mill was produced. The technology was borrowed from the Chinese. In the 11th-12th centuries, thanks to the Arabs, paper was spread to the west, from the Middle East to Spain, and then throughout Europe. Paper produced in China and Samarkand supplanted the more expensive parchment and Egyptian papyrus at that time. Artisans of Samarkand, Kogazgare, made the best paper in the world, which had a smooth surface, strength, and most importantly, which absorbed little ink. Technologies have been developed for the manufacture of various grades of paper. During the reign of Amir Timur, paper production was one of the main branches of craft export. It is known that by the beginning of the 18th century, more than 40 paper workshops worked in Samarkand and its suburbs. Samarkand paper was in great demand, but its main feature was longevity. Most of the documents written on it were preserved in good condition and are now kept in various museums around the world. The calligraphers were written on such paper, and the artists painted their miniatures on it. For the manufacture of books, they also preferred to use Samarkand paper. In those days, mostly paper was made from flax, cotton, hemp, and other annual plants. Only Chinese and Samarkand paper was made from mulberry wood. Uzbeks generally considered sacred, since many crafts were associated with this tree. Here it played an important role in the production of silk. Various utensils and musical instruments were made from it.
Bir daraxt tutni kesish uchun avval 7 ta mullo muhokama qiladi. Masalan, maslahat qiladi. Shu daraxt biron kishiga yoki yo'lga
If, for example, a man was forced to cut a large one to build a house, then instead it was necessary to plant 10 seedlings, and the tree was cut down only after a special meeting of elders was held.
keyin bitta yosh niholni o'rniga olib boshqa joyga ekadilar. Bitta xo'rozni so'yib qon chiqaradilar daraxtning tagida. Keyin mullo unga Fotiha o'qiydi Qur'ondan. Qur'ondan Fotiha o'qiydi. Keyin u kesiladi.
I think now it's time to see how the mulberry tree turns into paper.
Bu da sin moy Sanjar.
This is my son, Sanjar. He will show you the whole production. He will tell you about all the stages.
Пожалуйста, я представляю.
Самар.
Nice to meet you. Thanks. So let's get started. Good luck. So the whole process starts here, right? Yes, you're right. Here the mulberry tree begins its amazing transformation. Clear. We need young branches. Their pruning begins in the collection season of silkworm caterpillars. First, collect cocoons, then cut branches. We soak them in water for 24 hours. That way it would be easier to remove the bark. Yes, but after that, it is also necessary to remove the inner layer of the cortex. We need it. Here. These are the shavings we need. Yes, these are the raw materials needed for paper production. The material is very elastic, while quite durable. Let me join the girls. I'll try to learn from them. Learn to do it. Yes, of course. Please. Will you teach me? Sure. So what should I do? Hold the knife like that, a little diagonally, and then do like that. It seems nothing complicated. Yes, everything is pretty easy. You're doing well. And then we change like this, yes? Yes, just repeat. Not so difficult work for you girls.
Если рука привыкнет, то уже не трудно.
Yes, the main thing is in practice, but there are people who do not succeed.
Понятно, то затруднение есть.
Is that all, or should these dark spots be removed?
Этой частью
Yes,
срезаем.
they must be cut out so that the paper will be spotless. To remove the bark from the branches and to separate the necessary part of the wood is really not difficult work. With jokes and funny conversations, the work is even more fun. After that, the peeled bark is boiled for 4 hours, so that it will be thoroughly softened.
Әбден жібігеннен кейін оны ұнтақтау бөліміне жөнелтеді. Жалпы бұл қалдықсыз өндірістің бірі, өйткені тут ағашының бұтағынан екі түрлі.
Next, the wood pulp will be sent for grinding. The manufacture of Samarkand paper is an unwaste production. White paper is obtained from the inner part of the mulberry bark, and cardboard is produced from the outer, rough bark, and the bare branches are sent to the furnace. It was with the help of such mills, many centuries ago, that they grinded wood pulp into homogeneous mass. How long does this process take? About 9-10 hours.
Майдаланады.
9-10 сағат.
Should I put? Yes. How many hours have passed? 6 hours in total. Please, show what the mass looks like after 6 hours.
Бұл әлі де тағы да.
Oh, another 5 hours, yes?
Қараңыздар. Өте.
Look how the bark removed from the branches has changed. Yes, we must bring it to a pasty state. I would call the device unique, because it works without electricity and without human intervention. Here the driving force is performed by water from those same rivers. So this water mill can work 24 hours a day. The main thing is that the river would flow. Ten hours later, the raw material again falls into the water. What process is going on here? Add 50 kilograms of wood pulp to 50 liters of water.
Одан кейін қанша уақыт бойы араластырасыздар?
And mix. How much? About 2 hours.
Сол кезде балқып
Does the bark turn into a liquid substance? Yes. Here we get rid of all unnecessary fragments.
одан кейін
And after that, after, we pour here. So they poured into the form. Yes, put on the cap and pour it over here.
мынау бізде темір тұр, иә?
It's an iron sieve, right? No, titanium.
Былай
Clear. It is needed to get rid of the liquid. And we get such a sticky mass. Then,
көрінеді екен. Біраз тұру керек пе өстіп?
wait until the moisture has drained. Then remove the cover.
Suv qochgandan keyin ramkasini olamiz.
О. Енді бұны не істейсіз ары қарай?
Undan keyin bu
What will we do next?
sal suv qochadi.
Then, put it here. Press down and carefully lift it. The mass remained. And what is this material? This is a fabric used as a pad.
Мата ғой.
And this is cotton fabric, it turns out. And I thought that paper.
Bir-biriga yopishmasligi uchun paxta-mata qo'yiladi.
Аха.
Qog'oz.
And why it is needed for absorbing moisture.
Суын құрғатып алу үшін бе?
And why it is needed for absorbing moisture.
Mana u
No, this is necessary so that the sheets do not stick together.
asos.
Got it. Here is the fabric gasket in layers.
Осылай қанша уақыт?
How much time do you need for this process?
150 ta.
I make 150 pieces a day. Then we put the whole stack under a heavy press. Step by step, our raw materials become like paper. I like this production, interesting and easy. Yes, all conditions have been created here so that anyone can participate in the production process.
Бұл жерде
Future paper lies under the press for 24 hours.
яғни
This is necessary to completely get rid of moisture. I'll try to raise the press.
қазір баспақты көтеріп көрейін.
According to my feelings, it weighs 30 to 35 kilograms for sure. Look, the paper was under the press a day.
Бірақ байқасаңыздар,
But still, it is wet.
сондықтан бұны ары қарай
Therefore, further it must be dried on a flat surface.
толық кептіруге қояды. Жазды күні 4
In the summer, the paper dries in 4 or 5 hours. In the winter, in 10-12 hours.
екен. Ал дайын болған қағаздар ары қарай
When the paper is completely dry, it is sent to polishing.
істеу бөліміне жөнелтіледі. Міне бұл жерде қағазды тегістеп,
It is here that the paper is leveled and polished. It seems nothing complicated.
қиын емес.
How do you polish?
Немен істеп жатырсыз?
Agate and shell rock.
Ақық тасы.
Ahad toshi.
One takes 8 to 9 hours. It is clear, only them or something else.
To'y yordamida
We use cow horns too. We polish for 7-8 minutes.
8-9 сағат біреуін.
Hours. No, minutes.
8-9 минуттың ішінде дайын болады.
It will be ready in 9 minutes. Yes, in general, you need to do here on a sheet, huh? Yes, it is necessary to polish to a shine so that it would be so visible. See how the sun plays on paper. That should be like that.
Жып-жылтырақ.
Yes, it glitters.
Xitoy, Yaponiyada buni silliqlashmaydi. Ular cho'tka yordamida yozishadi-yu.
In China, only one side is polished, and we polish both sides, as we write from both sides. It turns out, if now something is written in ink, will everything appear on the reverse side?
tomoniga yozishadi. Bir tomoniga
Yes, that's why we polish both sides, to prevent ink from appearing on the back side.
yozdi.
Қазір мынаған сияны батырсақ, келесі жағына
And the quality will be better, huh?
Biza shu
Yes.
silliqlaymiz-da.
If you compare both, this one will be thinner, shiny and even.
Jipslashib bir-biri tovlatib ko'rmay, mana qarang. Yaltiroq.
сапасы да жұқарады екен ғой,
Ha.
маған қарағанда міне мынау жұқа. Әрі жып-жылтыр, теп-тегіс. Енді сіз
You then do your work, and I will polish here. The work is not difficult. Look, it seems it's ready. Let's try the next one.
бізде тегістейтін, ыстайтын үш құралымыз бар. Яғни соңғы сапасына ешқандай әсер етпейді. Үшеуінен де бірдей сапалы қағаз
We
шығады.
have 3 polishing materials. They polish paper equally well. Therefore, it remains for me to choose for myself. How? Using the counting rhyme. An apple rolls past the garden, past the garden, past the city. Whoever picks up will come out. I will polish with agate. This is how we finished paper production. This factory produces not only paper, but also makes various handcrafted items. In this room, I had the feeling that I was in a magical paper land. You can believe that this kaftan is made of paper. There are many different souvenirs. So for the original gifts, you need to go here.
Бұл қағаздан жасалған бұйымдарды яғни
They say all these products can be safely washed. And if plain paper just softens in water, then nothing will happen to silk. It can't even be squeezed. After drying, it will retain its former shape. That's what quality means.
таза өнім болғандықтан міне қараңыздар. Суға қорықпай салып, оны тіпті сығып қайтадан кептірсеңіз, тура бағанағы өнім болып шығады. Нағыз сапа деген осы.
According to the traditions of our program, I should try everything that interests me. And I'm very happy about that. So I'll go and do some work.
Қазір оғылап
Now this beautiful girl named Uglai will show me how to create a paper mask. The form is ready. It remains to colorize it.
тек қазір
Uglai, will we start?
оғылым мен қай жерін бояп берейін?
Paint here. Use these colors.
Мына түспен.
This color is used for painting the inside part. Yes. Uglai, seeing these masks, the thing that comes to my mind right away is the theater. Was there theatrical art in Samarkand? In ancient times, there was a theater, but women did not play there, because Muslim women were forbidden to show their faces. Therefore, male actors used female masks. And now these masks were left only as souvenirs. Where did you study this? I studied here in the workshop. It is clear. Are your parents artists? You draw well. No, they were not artists. It seems that my endless questions embarrassed the shy Uglai. So I decided not to bother her. Today, another dream comes true of mine. I showed you the ancient Samarkand, silk paper, and I'm glad that I was able to see how it was produced many centuries ago. According to the masters, this nondescript base sheet is able to survive any modern snow-white paper for many centuries, and all because chemicals are not used in its production. And that means that these lines will remain for centuries, exactly like the manuscripts of ancient calligraphs.